Hello, everyone. This is my first time of being mic'd up, so I'm quite excited. So, the future's bright, question mark. So being strategists and I guess planners, we like to theorize and analyze things, so it's natural that the question about what our future might hold comes up quite a lot. For example, on the eve of the millennium, I imagine it came up a whole bunch. I know because I asked a couple of old timers, and it was resoundingly negative. In fact, the future didn't seem bright at all. The decline of print, audience fragmentation, the modernization and watering down of insights as brands look for global efficiencies. So the future was less than bright. But then thinking back now, I guess things kind of worked out. Being planners, so resourceful problem solvers, these problems didn't seem to get in the way of great, effective work. So back to the present day, does the future look bright? To me, when I think about what's going on in the world, I don't think it seems that bright. I think I have reasons to be slightly pessimistic. Think about the recession. So despite the Tories' rhetoric, more than a third of households surveyed thought that there was going to be a pay rise freeze for them this year. There's mounting uncertainty about what leadership might look like in the UK. Global warming, despite Lovelock's, global warming and climate change guru Lovelock's warm words, enjoy life while you can, in 20 years global warming is going to hit the fan, is enough to send anyone into a bit of reasonable doubt. Aging population squeezing resources. And even when we look at things a little bit closer to home, I think there's still a bit of doubt. People are becoming less trusting. According to Forrester, only 10% of people that trust an ad on a website, and 70% trust an online review written by a friend or a family member. So I'm guessing that's 3 in 10 people don't trust what their own friends or family have to say. People are harder to reach. Long gone are the days when you can get 20 million people around Coronation Street. Even Simon Cowell struggles to hit 10 million. Is the future bright when people can block ads altogether? We know that 50% of people are now blocking ads on their news websites. Is the future bright when we have less control over our messaging or where it's seen? All in all, as a planner, I think it looks tricky. There seems to be a long list of constraints. But what if, as planners gone before, we're able to turn constraints into a good thing? A beautiful thing, in fact. As in the words of Adam Morgan and Mark Barden, by making constraint beautiful, we mean seeing it as an opportunity, not a punitive constriction, and using it as stimulus to see a new or better way of achieving our ambition. In their book, they talk about the capability to turn constraints into sources of opportunity, which will increasingly be the key definer to progress in our personal and business lives. And isn't that our job of planners, to have this capability, to sort of find a way through? Let's take the fact that people are becoming less trusting. Well, I think that this constraint allows us to encourage brands to be a little bit more transparent. And I mean kind of warts and all, this kind of transparency that drives positive change. It's happening already. If you think about KFC, they've opened their chicken farms for the first time this year for a BBC documentary, $1 million chicken shop. I imagine to do such a thing, they'd had to do quite a few little changes here and there to let the doors open, so I guess that's a good thing. So what next? A documentary on iPhone assembly workers in China? I imagine that giving them a voice, they'd certainly have to require some changes to be made. And what about the fact that people are harder to reach? I think this forces us to explore more and varied platforms that in turn help inspire creative work. Take the latest BBDO drug drive work in Australia. They set up a Snapchat account called Tiny Vision, and they posted a series of videos throughout a day with a bunch of guys getting stoned, and so progressively slower and more out of it. And I imagine you can guess the final scene. Can you play the vid?
Dun, 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 dun. Now for the weather. It's a bit foggy. Look at this. This is Tinny TV?
No, Tinny Television.
Tinny Television?
No, Tinny TV.
Tinny TV?
No. Again?
What?
Again?
Tinny TV.
Again.
Is it a horse or a dolphin? Horse or a dolphin? Horse or a dolphin? or wood.
Lee! 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 Wait, Lee! Lee!
No more chips. Ah!
Bro, what's going on in his head?
Just the window. Just the wind.
Big burger. What about you, bro?
Bro, 4 burgers, man. You good?
This fella, man, he had bacon, egg,
Yo,
cheese.
Lee, yo, Lee, yo, Lee, yo, Lee, yo, Lee! Oh!
So a bit of a Victorian. Sorry about that. Cool. So this takes me on to my next point about the fact that people are actively blocking our ads. So I guess the simple answer could be to just turn up in more places. But I think the less lazy answer is to help brands create things that people actively seek to engage with. Some people obviously leading the way. We know Nike Plus is an obvious example. Then there's Pepsi Max. They've got an unbelievable YouTube channel where they get guys doing unbelievable things. They've got a subscriber base of about 80,000, so people are returning all the time. And there's obviously Lego, the movie. I think and I hope that if we do it right, in the future, people will be paying brands to engage with our messaging. So finally, what about the fact that we have less control over over how our messages are delivered? So what if we embrace this? What if we look to relinquish the control of our messaging, how our messaging was delivered to the masses out there, and relish the chance was delivered to the masses out there who relish the chance to have a say themselves? With the means to create at their fingertips and the ability to share at the push of a button, imagine what could be achieved. Take Snickers, for example. No, you're not you when you're hungry. Such a simple thought. It works, whoever wants to say it. And I guess people have really gone to town. I guess you could kind of say that with the flexibility and durability of this, means that it's really helped to drive brand fame. And I think the same applies for This Girl Can campaign. It's a simple, yet a strong message, but it totally relies on real women boosting the confidence of others in sport by showing off their own sporting achievements. So, beautiful is possible. But what is required of us as planners to make this constraint beautiful? Looking back at the examples I've just given, I think in each there is a need to be insightful. So if you think about the This Girl Can campaign, it's about the fact that women worry that how they look when they're playing sport, so it's kind of addressing that. Always being dissatisfied with the status quo, so kind of questioning the lot that we've been given. And then importantly, being optimistic about new possibilities. So being the voice in the room that looks for the exciting way out of a problem or the unwavering determination that we can find a better solution. I guess that's kind of human nature, and I guess that's kind of what we try to strive for as planners. So, 3 seconds, what can I conclude? Maybe the future's not bright. Maybe on first appearances is actually kind of dimly lit with constraints. But looking back at what we've seen achieved in the past, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's not that the future looks bright. Maybe the future looks beautifully tricky. And that's me done. Thanks.